Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ministry of Trade Business Day Regulation 2020.
We are the government and we are here to tell you about the regulation of Business Day 2020.
Chapter 1 refers to trading regulation from Government of Indonesia.
Article 1. It is compulsory for every business owner who sells goods and services with electronic systems to provide complete and valid information. This means businesses need to give comprehensive and correct information about their company and the products or services they sell to the government. Article 2. Every business owner with an electronic system is prohibited from selling goods and/or service that do not match with the data or information provided based on Section 1. It means the detailed information regarding the goods and services is written or else is not allowed to be sold.
Article 3. The use of electronic systems mentioned in Section 1 needs to follow the regulations classified in constitutions of information and electronic transactions. This is to maintain a safe and convenient transaction and prevent deceptive acts like frauds. Article 4. Data and/or information mentioned in Section 1 needs to include the following: identity and legality of the business owner as producer and distributor, technical requirements of the goods offered, technical requirements or qualifications of the services offered, price and payment method of the goods and services, method on how the goods are delivered, or terms or conditions for trading. This is to ensure the accuracy and safety of the items being bought, therefore gaining a mutual trust between the seller and the buyer.
In the condition where disagreements occur within the electronic system trade, the business corporation needs to solve the case through court or any other problem-solving mechanisms. This regulation is necessary, especially during this year's business day, because that way it is easier to justify the problem that is being encountered, since during the current COVID-19 pandemic, most businesses are online, meaning there are often challenges including errors, money loss, or even worse, product scams. Because this year's Business Day system will be through online shopping, we must ensure that disagreements during the online transaction are appropriately solved.
Article 6, which stated every business owner who trades for goods and/or service using an electronic system that does not provide complete and valid data and/or information mentioned in Section 1 will be given a penalty in the form of trading permission revocation. This means that any shortages or false information regarding the offered good or service are not allowed.
Chapter 2 Entrepreneurs are the seller rights and obligation.
Article 7. With the presentation and approval from the government, sellers have the right to receive the SIUP and can sell their products for and on the Business Day event. Article 8. Everyone must make their own proposal for every Business Day product. This is to ensure all products are approved and safe for consumers. Article 9. The sellers are entitled to receive payment and must provide proof of purchase. This regulation is essential to protect both the seller and consumer with proof of transaction.
Monopolistic practice and unfair business competition are prohibited. The regulation is necessary because every company deserves to have an equal opportunity to develop a business.
Article 11. SIUP is only valid when the trading company does business during e-business. This regulation is essential in preventing unapproved companies from joining the event. Having a SIUP will ensure it will be easier for the government to identify and approve companies.
Article number 12, which is list of allowed and prohibited products. This regulation is being implemented to prevent harmful products that contain harmful substances. This could also help consumers to be aware on the products that they are buying.
Chapter 3 and 4 Environmentally friendly and the government rights and obligation.
Article 13 states that the one responsible for the business, or the seller, must ensure that the packaging products can be recycled. This is important because it will help the environment just by recycling it. Recycling the packages of the product would make a positive impact on the environment by reducing pollution.
Chapter 4. Article 14. The government ensures that there are no monopolistic practices and unfair business competition. Monopolistic practice refers to when a company offers domination in one sector or industry. Article 15. The government is obliged to protect the consumer in order to provide convenience, security, and safety of consuming the products or services. This means that the consumer has a right to choose, be informed, and more. Article 16. The government input is permitted to products sold and price consideration according to the quality of the products. This means that the government has the right to check product sellers are going to sell or offer before marketing it. Chapter 5. Cancellation and Penalty.
Article 17. The first warning will be given if committing violations, and second warning, the seller will incur fines. This regulation is needed for business day so that the sellers are aware that they cannot do activities by free will, and if they violate the regulation, they will receive consequences. For Article 18, all products or services are not allowed to be sold if they hurt the environment. This means no waste materials such as plastics or any harmful chemicals in the production of the product. This regulation is needed so that the environmental will be clean and healthy. Article 19. All products or services are not allowed to sell if it has a negative impact on the environment. Number 2. Products that contain excessive MSG are not allowed. The products must be labeled by BPOM or DEPCAS. Third, products that do not comply with Article 12 are prohibited from trading. Number 4. Products and services that contain violence and gambling are impermissible to sell. This regulation is needed so that if a business sells products such as food that contains MSG, their sale rate may decrease. But if their products are environmentally friendly and safe, the business may have more products sold to the customers or consumers.
Article 20. All monopolistic practices and unfair business competitions are prohibited. This regulation has been implemented to help sellers, consumers, and society to have a fair trade and also to prevent any unfair business advantages for all companies. Article 21. The first warning will be given if the policy is violated. In the third offense, the seller will be subjected to a penalty of 30,000 rupiah. Subsequent violations will not be warned, but will immediately be subject to a fine with the same amount. We need this regulation because it is very useful to make people aware and make them more afraid of making mistakes. With this e-business going on, it has to be safe and fair.
Article 22 states that all fines must be paid after business day. Any late of fine payment will be added 5,000 per rupiah, starting the last day of fine payment. This regulation is to ensure all sellers are equal and will prevent from violating the regulations by continuously adding their fines. Article 23 states that this policy applies starting from 6th May 2020. This regulation is set to keep everyone included on track throughout the business day event. If late, there would be no extra time to establish or prepare their products for the business day event within the regulation guidelines.